Okay. 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 Sorry, it's 3 o'clock already. Just in a short moment, I'll just get the content started and then we can start the Q&A. Am I loud and clear? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Faris. Thanks, Sharon. Okay, great. Okay. So, hello everyone. How is your weekend so far? I hope it's doing well. Okay. Wait. Share content. There's a slight change. How come now it's not the screen? Share screen is missing. Okay, give me a minute. Just a short while. Just give me a short minute. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, no choice. Okay. There's no share screen option. How come mine can and this one cannot? Okay. Huh? It says it can't be viewed. Oh, okay. Yeah, is it this way? Sorry, having some IT issue. Stop sharing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Control box. I'll try again. Sorry, I'm having some IT problem because today I'm using my phone. Well, I tested it before, it was okay. So I don't really know what's wrong today. No, I can't. I think I need to switch. So do I can't log off. Huh? Make you the host. Okay, hang on. How to okay. Oh, sorry. 不行诶，它没有那个 option 呢。为什么这个就没有 option 啊？cancel。 Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me?
Can hear.
Okay, thanks a lot. Because right now I have some technical issues, so I'm
Loud
using my
and clear,
phone.
can hear you.
Okay, I'm using my phone and the laptop at the same time. So that's why it's a little bit confusing. So sorry, because I test drive on the phone today, it was okay, but right now it's not okay. So sorry to keep everyone waiting. So today's topic is on the ageLOG TR90. I think how should I put it? I think TR90 is always a program that many people need. Okay, and it's also a program that I think is suitable for everyone, regardless whether I think even if you are not obese, you can always take the TR90 program as well, just to trim the body and make the body fit. So I believe that the TR90 program is a modern program that's suitable for the lifestyle of modern people. So today I've actually come up with some Q&A for the TR90 ageLOG program. And then if we've got time at the end of the session, I'm also open to take questions from the participants as well. So I don't want to hold everybody's time up, so I'll get started very quickly. Okay, so the next slide. Sorry, I have to toggle from the slide. Okay, so I think this is something that people these days, I don't know whether, have you, okay, yes, for One Nation. Okay, so for TR90, right, did you know that actually in Singapore, right, 1 in 2 Singaporeans actually want to lose weight, okay? Or they're trying some ways to lose weight, okay? I think that's like nearly, that means 50% of anybody that you meet are trying some ways and means to lose weight. So I know people out there, they're losing weight by, going on intermittent fasting, or they're losing weight on keto diet. That means there's so many ways of people losing weight. And then there's so many products on the market also to help people to lose weight. But why is TR90 a superior program? So later I hope to be able to share through the slides that you can see, okay? And in actual fact, right, well, 2 in 5 Singaporeans are actually overweight. So that's a big market. And I think this is an old stat. So for all you know, this number could have increased also. Next. Okay, so why is obesity on the rise? Okay, this is a very interesting slide. For actually have, whenever you go out for your meals, right, do you realize that we're actually being served portions which are in fact, too much for our daily caloric intake? So this is an example, of actually a Western meal that I'm sure any one of us would have tried taking before. So actually on the left, right, you will see that this is normally the size of the portion sizes that we are taking, or we're being served, and then we are also consuming totally. So let's say you clean up your plate at the end of the meal, right? Actually, in terms of the caloric intake that in terms of the caloric intake, we're actually busted. I think this meal would have been more than half of your caloric requirement in one day. And of course, you won't just stop at this meal. You may, and then furthermore, this meal will involve maybe desserts, or maybe even a nice beverage. So all these add up. So for all you know, for one meal, you'd be like nearly busted for all your caloric intake. So with that, right, you can see that if we're doing this once in a while, maybe we won't gain weight. But if we're doing this like very regularly, because Singapore, people meet up to have meals, chat over things. So if we're doing this on a very daily basis, or okay, not even daily, like every few days you do this, right? It's no wonder that people are gaining weight. Okay, then how about this? Did you know that there's so much sugar hidden in your foods? Okay, for example, I like to show that in actual fact, ketchup. Okay, ketchup actually contains about 2 teaspoons of sugar in 2 tablespoons of ketchup. So whenever you take your fries with ketchup, or your, not just ketchup, chili sauce also, all these things. So in actual fact, there's a lot of hidden sugars and hidden things that are making us gain weight inside all these inside all these foods that we innocently think it's okay to take, because we didn't take the sugar, right? So we'll think that it's fine. No issues. We can actually we're actually quite healthy still. But in actual fact, it's all hidden inside. So we're actually consuming this on a daily basis. So for instance, even grapes also. Grapes, in fact, 1 cup of grapes actually contains, well, 3.78 teaspoons of sugar. So I think that's a lot of sugar also in grapes. So that's why we always say if you're taking TR90, right, you should actually even your servings of fruits, you should just keep to 1 serving per meal. Okay. Okay, so whenever we talk about people who are trying to fight obesity, are we just concerned about the weight in terms of how many kg you've lost, or are we concerned about the body composition? So which one should we be more concerned about? Okay, have you asked yourself? Because a lot of programs outside don't care about body composition. They just care about how many kg you've dropped, and a lot of times that's not really effective, because you know that what you're trying to lose is the body fat. Okay, true, Rina, everybody wants to, because what we want is a slim and fit trip, slim and fit and trim body. Okay. Okay, so I think this is not new to everyone, but this is a pictorial. So for ladies, right, you can see that if you're anywhere in the 20% body fat, okay, generally you are still quite, of course, if you're, between 20 to 20, up to 25%, right, you're relatively okay. But once you hit between 25 to 30%, I think it should be a warning sign to either start to watch your diet or start to be more active. Okay, but once you hit beyond 30%, you'll find that, your clothes are tighter. And then, yeah, if you maybe feel more sluggish also. So for ladies, I always say that we should target actually 25% fats. But if not, it should always be below 30%. Okay. And how about the guys? Okay, for guys, right, actually, they're not even supposed to have so much fats. So usually 20% and below is the most ideal. But we all know that for most guys, right, once they come out to work, and if you're not careful with your meals, your eating, you do a lot of social eating and all that, right? Very high chance that you'll be off 20%. So once you're above 20%, right, you will actually see that the body shape for a man is like you start to gain weight in abdominal or the tummy area. So and with that, and then sooner or later, as you start to gain, the whole body inflates itself. So it's really bad. Okay, so I'm sure we're not just talking about appearance. We also want to be healthy. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, we we actually want to target the fats because the muscle is actually a very calorically active muscle, meaning that the muscle is calorically active, meaning that it actually helps us to burn fats. Okay, but if and fats are usually very inert tissue, and you can see the size of the fat. This is 5 pounds of fats and 5 pounds of muscle, and you can really see the actual size of the fats that will be that the size. So it means that if, let's say today, if I'm not concerned about what type of tissue that I'm losing, if I'm losing muscles, right, or 5 pounds of it, I'm actually in a very critical condition. Because why do I say critical condition? Because firstly, I lose the calorically active tissue, which helps me to burn the fats. And secondly, right, you can see the actual amount of size of tissue that you've lost. And it actually won't make much difference. So in any weight management program, we have to target the fats because we want to really cut down the fats. And you can see that if you lost 5 pounds of fats, maybe around your abdominal area, how would that do to your, your pant size? Okay, next. Yeah. Okay, so this is quite an interesting slide that I like to show also. People say that another way of losing fats is actually through, something surgical like liposuction. So in actual fact, when we go through liposuction, we are only targeting the subcutaneous fat. So you can see this lady has gone through liposuction before and after. So if I do a cross section, right, you can see that the layer, external layer outside is actually lesser. But in terms of the fat around the tissues, like the organs, your liver, etc., you can see that it has no change inside. But actually, which is a type of fat that is more dangerous to us? The tissues that is subcutaneous, that is not so nice externally, or the tissue around our organs. So I'm sure you know that, of course, we want to lose weight because we want to look good, but we also want to be healthy at the same time. So I don't think I always, and also liposuction has its dangers. If the operation is not done well, people can actually lose their life on the operating theater. I mean, or while doing the liposuction. Okay. And as what Winnie mentioned, right, you can see that even though after liposuction, it's not as if it's a miracle that she's slim. The person is still quite on the big side. So I wouldn't say that I would, if you ask me, I would definitely feel that TR90 is a better program because it targets both the visceral fat, subcutaneous fat, and at the same time, it changes our habits. Don't like, okay, can have the next one. Okay, I also like to show this very quickly because it's an X-ray or it's just a cross section of somebody who is on the big, actually the weight is like this, the person on the left is twice the weight of the person on the right. So you can see that actually the increase in weight is mainly attributed to fats. So sometimes we cannot say people are big bone also because actually it's not really the bones, it's the percentage fat. So at the end of this, we should really be targeting the fats, trying to increase our muscle so that this is a more sustainable figure that we can work on. And then we can also keep our weight healthy in the long run this way. Okay, next. Okay, so what happens in obesity? Okay, actually a lot of things, when we talk about obesity, it's not just about that you feel tired when you climb steps. It's not about just it's not about just the appearance also. There are so many things that can actually that the fat tissue can actually make you. For instance, for women also, it can actually cause infertility. Okay, and for it can actually cause things like migraine, heart failure, increase things, heart problems, increase the cholesterol, stroke, all these issues, liver problems, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, okay, even the venous issue, okay, venous stasis disease means that the blood clot more easily happen in your leg veins, okay, and even your joint pain because of the weight that is your body is bearing, gastric problems, asthma, even sleep apnea, people who have difficulty breathing while they are sleeping. I mean, they don't even know about it. So they could be, that means they could be, they could actually stop breathing while they're sleeping. And it's very dangerous. You can actually sort of like die in your sleep because of this obstructive sleep apnea. Okay, depression also is can happen when you become obese also. So there are so many reasons for us to lose the fats. Okay. Okay, so we know we need to lose, but how can we go about it? Okay, so most people outside, like they say they'll go on an exercise program. They will start to go to the gym, or they'll, yeah, most people just, they sign up a gym package and then start to go to the gym, or they'll start to run more. They'll put on their running shoes and go for jogging and all that. I mean, is that how the people around you that do when they try to lose weight? I mean, I think this is what the people that around me try to do when they try to go on programs to lose weight. Okay, then of course people will go on diet at the same time. As I mentioned earlier, some people do intermittent fasting, some people do keto diet, Atkins diet, all kinds of diets. Okay, some people don't eat. no diet. That means no food lah. So this is anything people will do just to try to lose fat. Whenever they try to lose weight, when they realize that they are gaining. Okay. And is it effective? Okay. My photo is gone. Okay, never mind. Okay, so just now the photo before, right? I wanted to show you actually the average type of okay, in terms of exercise, right? How much can you lose? So let's say you're swimming about a half hour, you can actually be burning about maybe 200 over calories. Okay, so if you understand how calories work, right? So okay, so if you swim for about half an hour, you burn 200 over calories. If you jog, I think it's 100 plus calories. What else? What other Zumba? I think it's about 200 over calories. Okay, and what other exercises that people do? Cycle. Okay, a cycle is about the same as running. It's like almost okay about 200 over calories like that. Also for half an hour. I think trekking is not so much. Maybe 100 plus only. Okay, so you're looking at most. That means if I'm exercising for half an hour, right? The highest, even if you do very intense, you're like burning maybe at most 300 calories. But what is the opposite of the calorie? I mean, this is burning calories. So how about our intake of calories? You can see the next slide. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about Singapore hawker food. So let's see. Your mutton murtabak is already 1,000 over 1,000 over calories, So it means in order for you to burn off this mutton murtabak, and if you're swimming, right, that's about 200. So you have to swim for nearly 2.5 hours to burn off the mutton murtabak. And after you swim 2.5 hours, I'm sure you'll be very hungry and you'll start to eat more again. Even things like your nasi goreng is over 900. Okay, your biryani chicken is about 800. Even pad thai, which is just like, frying of glass noodles, okay, is 800 over calories already. Lontong also. People always say, hey, I'm eating lontong quite healthy, right? Because got vegetable inside. But hey, it's already about 800 over calories. So you can see that if we want to use exercise to help us to lose weight, actually, we really have to watch our eating at the same time. But a lot of people feel that if they exercise a lot, they can be loose with their eating. That means they feel that they need to reward themselves with eating because they work so hard to exercise. But you can actually see that if you do it this way, right, you will not, you won't, that means it's not effective at all. Okay, so it has to be in conjunction. So imagine if you exercise so much and all you're eating is salad and all that, I'm sure you will feel kind of a bit miserable lah. Okay, and the interesting thing is this slide actually shows you calories of Singaporean hawker food, the highest and the lowest. I find it quite amusing because the lowest calories is ice kacang, which is 252 calories. But if you're taking ice kacang, are we healthy eating? Because it's only 252 calories. No, right? Because ice kacang has no nutrition value at all. It's mainly water and syrup. Okay lah, maybe some red beans with some protein there. But seriously, it's actually, in fact, it's not good for us. We should be cutting out things like ice kacang. Okay. Okay, so on the right, we have some healthier versions of hawker food, like all these soupy noodles, fish soup and all that, which sometimes I hear people say, eat this one like sick people eat one. I don't know whether you hear this, but sometimes I do. Okay, so so I want to say that yes, we can try to lose weight through all these exercise, putting ourselves through the gym and all that. But if we do not watch what we eat, mostly the exercise will not change our body shape very much. So it's not effective. So at the end, we got to ask ourselves, are we looking to have a better BMI, a healthier weight, a trimmer and fitter body? And if so, how should we go about it? Okay. Okay, so I want to share a little bit about TR90. The TR90 program is not just about the TR90 products. Okay, although our products are very advanced because we target the genes, the age-lock science actually targets the genes that work on fat burning. Okay, so but at the same time, we also holistically work on eating right. So we are not skipping meals in the TR90 program. We are, in fact, changing our habits so that we can have a very sustainable weight for the future. Okay, so and at the same time, we are incorporating a healthier, more active lifestyle. See, we don't have to go to the gym and really sweat it out. But we, as long as, because a lot of things we have to think about sustainability over the long run. Because if you can't sustain over the long run, right, it means that this is only a very short-term weight management. What we want is long-term weight management. That means for life. So this is why the TR90 program is amazing. You can see that the program is very holistic. Okay, okay, because okay, when you start to go on a weight management program, the first thing is you cut calories, right? So when you cut calories, naturally your nutrition value will decline. So means that actually when your nutrients decline, right, your body cells are not working so optimally. Okay, so that's why we have life pack inside. Life pack is so critical into the whole program because it supplements your cells with all the micronutrients that it needs to function optimally. So cannot skip life pack. And then we have things like the TR90 complex, TR90 control, and the trim, shake, and jumpstart. So you just have to remember that TR90 control is to help you to have a more stable mood. Because chances are when you go on start the program, right, you start to feel, because you're reducing your intake of carbs and all these things, so you tend to be a bit grumpy. So the control actually helps you with this part. That's why a lot of people cannot maintain a weight program, because they start to get grumpy and then they don't feel so good, and then they start to feel the desire to munch and all these things. So that's why control is very important. And of course, complex is to increase our metabolism. Okay, while jumpstart does everything. It controls mood, increase metabolism. Okay, and lastly, we also have trim, shake. I'll talk a little bit more about trim, shake later. Okay. Okay, so is TR90 a safe program? Okay, we have done many clinical studies, to prove that TR90 is safe and also effective. So you can see that people on TR90 program, the waist, hip, and arm measurements all drop. Okay, and at the same time, the fat loss is there for people on the program, and at the same time we gain muscle. So we are actually changing the body composition. Okay, we are not just talking about losing weight like in kg, but we're actually we're burning off that means the big chunky yellow substance, we're burning it off. And at the same time, we're helping the body to increase muscle so that it's more sustainable over the long term. Because remember, right, nobody wants to keep losing weight. People want to lose weight once and then be able to maintain for life. That's what we want, isn't it? Okay. So okay, and on top of that, it's very safe. Our TR90 products are listed on the physician's desk reference. So in order for us to be listed there, it means that we have to have done tests to show that the product is safe. Okay, so listing there, because not every product, whatever you see in the pharmacy, right, all those supplements, majority of them are not listed on the physician's desk reference. So for TR90, it is. So you can see the difference that the program is compared to other competitors. On top of that, the trim, shake has won the Gold Monty selection. Okay, so this one shows that the product is very safe. The trim, shake is very safe. Okay, but can I pick and choose in terms of the products that I want? Like I was sharing just now, right? Like, sorry, can you tap the thing? Like I was sharing just now, that every product inside TR90 has a role and function to play. So therefore, you can't pick and choose. I mean, if you want to get, at the end, you ask yourself, do I want to get a healthier body, trimmer body? Okay, and I want to keep this weight low, and I want to sustain the results. I shouldn't pick and choose any of the products. So as I was saying, for trim, shake, right? Trim, shake carries many functions, but importantly, trim, shake actually helps you to maintain the muscle that your body needs. Because a lot of times, many weight management programs, right, they just target the weight. They don't really target whether you're losing fats or muscle. Whereas when you're on trim, shake, right, you will notice that you'll be able to build and maintain muscles. Okay, at the same time, also trim, shake gives you nutrients give you nutrients that that if you're, let's say it's a very low calorie meal, it's only about 200 over calories, but at the same time, you know, yeah, it's a very low calorie meal, but at the same time you can see that yeah, at the same time you can see that it provides you with all the nutrients that your body needs. It's like a complete meal, even though it's very low calories. Okay, so at the same time when you're on the TR90 program with the trim shake, you will notice that it's high in fiber, so you can actually avoid unhealthy snacks. Okay, okay, so can I sustain the results? Okay, the answer is yes. As I mentioned, right, we only want to lose weight once. We don't want to keep losing weight, right? Okay, so in TR90 program, remember we said it's about creating new habits so that we can change our future. So remember I was telling you about we're not just talking about products, we're also talking about changing your lifestyle to be a more active one, but not that you have to be, gym crazy. Okay, at the same time also we are introducing healthy eating. Okay, so this is a very simple way of eating that I think that everyone can follow. Okay, and you're not depriving yourself of good food at the same time. So you can have one portion of protein. Basically, you just need your hand or your fist size to know how much of the portion you should be eating. So if you're talking, but I like to just keep it very simple. So that means that every meal, right, you just remember you should have a portion of protein. Okay, if you're talking about carbs, right, you shouldn't be taking so much carbs because a lot of us these days we are not in occupations that need us to be very that means need to burn a lot of energy. Mostly we work, on the laptop or we're on the phone, smartphone, or we're doing stuff that don't really need us to, exert a lot of energy. So therefore, we should be very conscious about our carbs. We should try to keep it low. So just a small palm size will do. Okay. And usually, a lot of times people say that I have to eat a lot. It's because over time, due to habits, so the brain is conditioned to need so much, but in actual fact, the body doesn't need. So once you go on TR90 program, your brain is actually retraining itself to go back to the amount of carbs that it needs. So therefore, it's healthy in the long run. Okay, and another portion is made up of your fruits and vegetables. Made out of your vegetables. So the portion on your vegetables, right? Actually, if your vegetables is not deep fried, it's just simple stir fry or even raw vegetables, right? It's actually very healthy. You can even have a bigger portion than one portion. It's fine. And of course, one portion of fruit, and that actually makes you that actually satisfy a one meal, and you know that it's very very healthy. I'm sorry, is there a question? Hang on, what's the question? Is multi-grain bread consist the same amount of carbs? Uh, okay, multi-grain bread and white bread, right? They have actually similar amount of carbs, but the thing is for multi-grain, it has more fiber. Okay, so maybe because it has more fiber, it has slightly lesser carbs than white bread and lesser refined sugar inside. So of course, it's a healthy version. If you're going to eat one slice of bread between white bread and multi-grain bread, definitely we choose multi-grain because it has more fiber and that's very important because fiber is the one that gives us the satiety. At the same time, it helps our GI system to be more active. Okay. Okay, so I go to the next slide now. Okay, so like I say, we just need an active lifestyle. We don't need to be gym crazy. For me, I'm very lazy person. I don't really go to the gym. I think if I think of the gym, I lose energy. So I like TR90 because it's just about half an hour of exercise 3 times a week, and just make sure that your heart rate increases. And you really feel that your blood is circulating and you're perspiring a little bit, and that's good enough. So with this kind of a simple, sustainable this kind of simple, sustainable lifestyle, right? I think TR90 is something that all of us can go through. We don't have to, be extremely hard on ourselves, like keep to a very low calorie diet, or be extra crazy on gym and all these things. Of course, if you love to go to the gym, go ahead, continue and go to the gym. But they're not everybody is doing. Not everybody loves to go to the gym, for example. So, but there is a way for you to still maintain healthy weight without doing these things that you don't like. Okay. Okay. So can I afford? Okay. So my question to you is, sometimes people say that, can I afford TR90, because this program is more pricey, it's 2,120 for a 3-month program. But my question to you is, can you afford sick care? Have you ever thought of that? All the slides didn't come out. Okay, so I went through the slides today, and I actually wanted to list for you, what is the cost of procedures, certain procedures like um, hip replacement or knee replacement. How much does it cost? And also things like the stay in the hospital. How much does it cost? But generally, if you're talking about, they go in the tens of thousands. And a lot of times, it's not just about the money that you spend on the procedure. You actually can't work during this time. When you're on for instance, a hip replacement operation, once it's done, right, you know that actually for the next 3 to 6 months, right, in fact, the first 2 months, first 1 month is the body is very painful. You have to train your body to start to walk again and all these things. So there's a lot of downtime. It's not just about the cost of the operation. It's about how you can't do your activities, the downtime of 3 to 6 months. And if you're holding a job, would the job wait for you? Or not? And also, if your physical level declines, would you be able to keep up with the job? So it's like, how should I put it? So if you understand that, you will realize that actually TR90 at 2,120, and some more we have installments with certain credit cards, okay, which is you can break it up into a 6-month or 12-month installment. It's very affordable. And if we're serious about it, right, we can actually make this, that means we can actually save ourselves from the suffering that our body goes through if we have to undergo all these procedures like hip replacement, or if you have a stroke, or you have a heart failure or anything like that, bypass surgery, all these things, yeah, you can actually choose to be healthy, choose to live your life actively, choose to do the things that you want. So I think between that, I would choose TR90. It's not really that expensive. I can go through a 6-month or 12-month, or even I just dig into my savings and just pay for the program. And some of this program, once you've had very good results, if you're focused and you share with your friends, right, you can invite them to join the program, and your program can become free, or you can even become a consultant yourself and help a lot more people to lose weight, gain health, at the same time also grow a team of consultants in your organization. Okay. Okay. As you know, TR90 is already the #1 weight management program for the past 2 consecutive years in Singapore. So obviously it can't be, actually TR90 has been in Singapore since 2012. So for the past 2 years, because we are using data from Euromonitor, so we know that we are #1 weight management program in Singapore, weight management brand in Singapore. Okay, so obviously you know that firstly, this product is not a very new product since 2012. And if it's not a very new product, for it to sustain being #1, it certainly means that it's effective and safe, right? Because if it's not safe, for the past 8 years, the product would have picked up a lot of problems already. Okay, and also it has to be effective for it to stay as #1. And in actual fact, I have customers who go on the program a few times, because people know what, you've gone on a program, you've lost, but because of bad habits again, you gain. So you know that you need to go on a program again to lose. I think that's the right mindset. It's not like, oh, because I lost once, then I gain again, therefore it doesn't work. No, we know why we gain. We gain because we are, doing too much social eating. We're not watching our diet or all these. At the same time, also our physical level has dropped. Physical activity level has dropped a lot. So if I understand this right, I know that TR90 is a program that I can go through as many times. Okay. So again, I want to show you the market size. Okay, 1.7 million adults are at risk of developing obesity-related diseases. So can we save these 1.7 million people with TR90? Okay, and also, 3 in 5 of them are either pre-diabetic or suffering from chronic conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension. So yeah, this stats for Singapore. Okay, so 2 in 5 Singaporeans are overweight, and that means the market is huge, isn't it? This market for TR90, right, will keep increasing because we know that Singaporeans love food. We have fast food which is not so healthy, your McDonald's, your KFC. Every time McDonald's rolls out some new burger, everybody goes crazy, right? So obviously there's a huge market. Okay, and then also how should I put it? Every time some new restaurant, even if you go on social media, you see everybody's blogging or talking about food and all these things. So obviously if we are not if we just let it be, right, just let nature take its own course, we know that we'll definitely gain weight, that's for sure. And we're not just gaining weight, we're gaining fats. Okay, so we have to do something about it. So I think TR90 is amazing because it's a program that works, safe. At the same time, it carries a huge business opportunity behind it for people who want to use this to strike a career for themselves, okay, and gain freedom in the long run. Okay, so I think this is, yeah. Okay, this is my last slide. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes, so I'm actually open for questions if you all have any. Okay, did I miss out any questions for you guys? Ahmad Farid asked me, okay, someone asked, if I only take 2 meals rather than the 3 meals, can my results be as good? Because reduce total calorie intake for the day, like intermittent fasting. It depends. Because let's say if you're taking 2 meals, right? What are your meals like? Are your meals healthy meals? Or you're taking, because you take some people, right, because they take 2 meals, they feel that they can cheat. They can take more unhealthy food because they take only 2 meals. So no, it depends. If you're taking 2 healthy meals, okay, of course you'll be able to lose, definitely, because you reduce your calorie intake more, you definitely lose. But you have to be very watchful of, after the program, do you then go back to 3 meals and all that and lesser physical activity? Then of course you'll gain back. So it has to be a balance. Okay, so that's my answer for Farid. I don't know if that answers your question. Okay. Oh yeah, but we answer. Okay. Any questions from you? You can either just speak. Did I block people from speaking? Huh? They can, right? Okay. So if you have questions, you can type in the chat, or you can just ask questions like this. Okay.
Oh yeah, I read somewhere that it's good to convert our foods to low calorie density foods, and important to be satiated, but lower calorie.
Huh? Sorry? No,
It's better to eat
Farid is
more.
asking a question. Sorry.
No, it's a comment.
Sorry. No. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yes, Farid. Just
That
you were
means
telling me something.
just ensure that you are more satiated when taking the meals, but lower calorie density. That means whatever you eat, just feel full, but lower calories.
Yeah.
So that's why like ice kacang is, although it may seem low calorie, but it's not filling. So go
ice
for more
kacang has
filling
no
foods.
nutrition.
Yeah, so go for nutritious filling meals, and yet not too high of calorie. So there are certain foods, so low calorie density.
So not just low calorie density, we want nutrient dense food, okay, high fiber.
Yeah,
so
that being the the requirement lah. Nutritious and yet low in calorie and yet still filling.
Thank you, Farid. What about people who already have high protein in kidneys? What's your advice for TR90? Okay, even for people, when you say high protein in kidney, that means the kidney function has declined, right? So therefore, they are passing out protein in the kidneys, right? Passing out protein in the urine, correct? Okay. Wait, okay. So for people who have kidney function declining, right? I would say that you still need protein. You still need protein to sustain your cells and all this. So it's what choice of proteins that you're using. So if you're using proteins which are, like fish protein, and you're not deep frying the protein, chicken and all this, I think it's still you still need your protein. I wouldn't say to cut, but it's the quality and type of protein. Okay. And usually if they are having kidney issues, I will advise them to, start some of our supplements like R Square or Cordymax, which will help us, the kidney, to repair itself. Okay. And also people with kidney problems have to watch their water intake, make sure that they drink enough to hydrate themselves. Okay. And also people who have kidney problems have to watch their, other unhealthy food intake like sugar intake and all these things. They have to be very careful. That means if you have issues with kidneys, right, basically you have to be on TR90. You have to eat high vegetables, clean protein, some carbs. Yeah, actually, it's people who are on kidney problems should go on TR90. What about shrimp shake and life pack? No issues with life pack. In fact, I have a kidney patient taking life pack. She's doing very well with that. Okay, life pack is about the nutrition for the cells. Okay. Who? Wani has a question. Wait. Fruits also contain sugar and calories. Yes, that's why we keep to 1 serving of fruits per meal. So max, in fact, for fruits, right, I say stick to 3 servings max. Do not go beyond because fruits contain sugar. So the selection of fruits is important. Say, for instance, you want to eat fruits, right? Bananas have very high sugar. So you should not be taking 3 bananas every day. In fact, it will actually contribute to high sugar. So we should alternate our fruits. So things like apples have very lower sugar and high fiber. So it's quite a good choice. Things like guava also has quite, the sugar is not so high. Okay, so also grapes, just as I mentioned, right? If you're talking about grapes, right, I say you have to count the number of grapes that you eat per serving. So usually I tell people, if you're taking grapes, right, you should, if it's those big grapes, right, those fat big ones, you should be like 5, then you should stop already. If it's the smaller ones, also at most you do 7 or 8, you should stop because grapes have very high sugar. So selection of the fruits is important. And I say alternate your fruits. Don't always stick to 1 fruit. And then the serving size is important also. Okay. Did I miss out any? Gout. Where? Didn't see leh. Farid. Oh, should people with gout reduce their protein intake or stick to just okay? People with gout, right? You should reduce the red meat. So that means you can actually take meat like chicken and fish. Don't do all the beef, the beef, mutton, all these, and then organs, brain, kidney, liver cut out totally. Seafood reduce. So you should still stick to having 1 portion of protein, but the type of protein is important. Yes, actually, I still like fish and chicken the best lah. Cleaner protein. Egg is also okay. Tofu, yeah, but tofu is not that's for meat protein, right? Or animal protein. Then of course plant protein. Okay. Sometimes in the past, right, you see people saying that gout you have to avoid soya and all that. But actually, new studies show that actually you should be avoiding the red meat, but not so much. In fact, the tofu, all this we can actually eat. It doesn't really trigger gout. When triggering gout, right, a lot of times it's the unhealthy diet, like the taking a lot of refined sugar. Yeah, like all these biscuits, crackers, jam, all these things with a lot of refined sugar. Actually, they trigger things like gout. So we can be careful. Okay, did I miss? I think I may have missed. Liana. Where? Oh, I have a question for Beth. At which month is most safe for mother to take TR90? If you're breastfeeding, okay, because normally if you're breastfeeding, right, okay, if it's the initial stages when you just give birth and all that, I say don't go on TR90 yet. Just let your body, because you've just given birth and all that, let your body recover. So actually, I think from 6 months onwards, you can actually consider taking TR90. Okay, and at the same time also, if you're breastfeeding all that, make sure you're on life pack, make sure you're on marine omega, because these are very important for breastfeeding mothers, to make sure that you're giving your cells have enough, your body has enough nutrition, okay, to have good quality milk, and you're passing marine omega-3 to your baby also. So that helps your babies to build good brain, and it's also good for the baby's skin and all that. Rina, every month is safe for consuming TR90. Okay, sorry. Where's OG? Yeah, of course. Because like I say, right, a lot of times people with gout, right, they already have certain issues with their diet. So you know, it actually TR90 is a, how to say, it's like a game changer for your body. It actually helps you to tune out all the bad things and resets your body to the original state, a healthier original state. That's why our 3333 eating, right, is such a good guide for eating, because all of us have been so conditioned to high salt, very heavy tasting food and all these things, which is actually not good for us. It's very processed. We should be going back to nature. So actually TR90 is a very good program because it's suitable for people with gout also. In fact, a lot of times people with gout, they also have all these dietary issues. And sometimes some of them are also obese and overweight. So means keep to white meat and plant-based protein. Yes, that's right. That's a better choice. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, I agree that of course, if sometimes some people if let's say they have never taken so many pills, right, of course we introduce TR90 first, and then once they see the effect of TR90, right, I would always encourage them to go on Ultimate Duo as well, because Ultimate Duo is a long-term supplement that everybody should take to maintain good health and to help us to live ourselves optimum best years of our life. Okay. I wish I'm pregnant again. You see Rina's comment. Are you sure? Okay. Yeah, true, cheaper. Okay. I think with TR90 program, like I say, right, if if we're serious about gaining health, right, and we take it very seriously when we're doing TR90, right, we definitely will have a healthier body. And with that, right, we can, I think everybody should look at the TR90 business, because it's like I say, it's something that the modern people needs. 2 in 5 Singaporeans actually are overweight. They need something to help them. And at the same time, 1 in 2 Singaporeans want to lose weight. So basically, some people may not be grossly overweight. Maybe they're just finding that their clothes is tighter, their pants tighter, and all these things. They're looking for something to help them, but they just can't, because, like I say, right, if you lose weight, like for instance, right, to start to lose weight, straight away I'm stressed already, because I see ice cream I want to take. I see ang ku kueh I want to take. So it's like this one, or I see ice kacang I want to take. Straight away you're stressed, your system is like this. So therefore we need external help, like control, to help us to stabilize our mood, so that we're more so that we don't feel all these desires, so that we can actually is in line, our mind is in line with our body to lose the weight. Okay. I also have a friend with lupus, autoimmune, but may be interested in TR90. Okay, lupus, let's see. It depends on, okay, for people with lupus, right? What is the state of lupus? Are they having lupus that's like, that means they're having a flare now? Are they on medication? So lupus is a little bit more complicated. We want to be more careful when we handle people with lupus. So we want to know, like, if they have this condition, at which stage are they eating medication control the lupus, or how has it manifested, the autoimmune disease, has it manifested, is it coming out in for instance the joints or whatever. So we need to know what stage before we can say that is TR90 recommended for them. So I mean, I would suggest this one, we because it's a special case, so we may want to work with the person more closely to know the condition before we say yes, good for you, or no, we hold it for the time being. Okay. Agree? Reishi mat is very good for lupus or any autoimmune condition. In fact, reishi mat is very helpful. Any more questions? I didn't miss out anything at the front, right? Okay. Okay, if there's no more questions, I will end this meeting, and I will hope that today's sharing is of use to everyone. And Yeah, and please go and share TR90 with a lot more people, because this program is really an amazing program, and it's helped a lot of people in Singapore to stay fit, to stay young. It's helped me also. So yeah, I think that if you share TR90 with people, you're actually sharing them to help them to stay healthy for life. Okay, so there's no more. I'll just, sorry?
Thank you, thank you.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
say happy birthday to Whaley.
Okay.
forgot
Yeah,
to send the-
today.
Oh yes, happy birthday, Willie.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, today is Willy's birthday. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we understand that you'll be wishing Willy happy birthday. Okay. Any more wishes
thank
before
you.
I end the meeting? No more, right? Anyway, I know you're wishing from the heart lah. So I help her to thank all of you for your wishes. Okay, so with that, I will close today's meeting. Thank you. Have a nice Saturday and Sunday. Bye bye.